Oh no! 183 million passwords were leaked! Check if that Gmail account is compromised!
January 2026. Security researcher Jeremiah Fowler is scanning the open internet when he finds something that shouldn't exist. A database. No password, no encryption, no access controls, completely open to anyone with a browser. The size, 96 gigabytes. The contents, 149 million sets of login credentials. Structured, organized, searchable, including approximately 48 million Gmail accounts, plain text passwords, login URLs, source details. Everything an attacker needs to walk straight into your Google account. The database was still growing when Fowler found it. The malware pipeline feeding it was still running. And here is the part that should alarm every single Google user. Google denied it was their breach. They're technically right. Their servers weren't hacked, but your account is still compromised because in 2026, attackers don't need to break into Google. They just need to log in as you. And right now, tens of millions of people have already handed them the keys. The credential. Tsunami, nobody warned you about. The January 2026 database isn't a one-off incident. It's the latest wave in a years-long tsunami of Google credential exposure. The pattern is consistent and relentless. In 2024, the mother of all breaches dropped 26 billion records online. Gmail addresses tied to compromised accounts from LinkedIn, Twitter, and Adobe all included. Searchable, packaged, ready to use. In 2025, researchers found 16 billion exposed login records across 30 datasets. Google credentials everywhere. Then another 183 million unique email addresses surfaced on criminal forums. A massive percentage of those were active Gmail accounts compromised by Redline and Vidar InfoStealer malware. Then, January 2026, another 48 million Gmail accounts, same script. Different databases. Each wave doesn't replace the last one. It adds to it. Credential dumps get merged, repackaged, and resold. Data stolen in 2022 reappears in 2026 attack campaigns. Your email address and old password from a breach 3 years ago is sitting in multiple hacker forums right now. And if you've ever reused that password anywhere near your Google account, attackers have already tested it. Credential stuffing is automated. Attackers run millions of login attempts daily. They don't care if you changed your password once. They'll catch you the next time you reuse a password on any platform that gets breached. Sophisticated and more targeted. In June 2025, the hacker collective Shiny Hunters, the same group responsible for breaches at AT&T, Ticketmaster, and Santander, breached a Google corporate Salesforce database. They didn't smash and grab. They used social engineering, impersonated IT support staff in convincing phone calls, persuaded a Google employee to approve a malicious application connection, quietly extracted contact details, business names, internal communication records, and customer data. Google confirmed the breach in August 2025. They stated no user passwords were stolen, but the fallout started immediately. On Reddit's Gmail forum, users began reporting a flood of highly convincing phishing calls. Callers claiming to be Google support staff, telling users their accounts were under attack, pressuring them to reset passwords and share verification codes. Victims who complied got locked out of their own accounts instantly. The attackers had the context to make those calls convincing because the Salesforce breach gave them exactly that context. Names, business relationships, account details, enough to sound legitimate, enough to fool people. Google serves roughly 2.5 billion Gmail and Google Cloud users worldwide. Shiny Hunters breached the infrastructure that sits behind all of it. The company warned that the group may escalate tactics further with a data leak site designed to pressure victims into paying ransoms. The attack isn't over. It's a continuing campaign. Google quietly removed your early warning system. Here's what makes 2026 especially dangerous for Google account holders. The one tool Google offered to alert you when your credentials appeared in a breach is gone. The Dark Web Report, a free feature available to all Google account holders, stopped scanning for new breach data on January 15, 2026. The tool itself was removed entirely on February 16, 2026. All collected data deleted. The early warning system gone. Google's stated reason: user feedback showed the tool didn't provide helpful next steps. The alerts were too vague, too generic. Someone using two-factor authentication would get an alert suggesting they enabled two-factor authentication. That's fair criticism. The tool had limitations, but those limitations were Google's problem to fix. Instead, they removed the protection entirely. The scanning is gone. The alerts are gone. The one mechanism that told you when your credentials surfaced in a dark web breach dump is no longer available. What replaced it? Security checkup, password checkup, passkeys, two-step verification. These are all worthwhile tools, but critically, none of them actively scan dark web breach databases for your credentials. They help you secure your account. They don't tell you when your data is already circulating. For users who relied on Dark Web Report as an early warning signal, February 16, 2026, remove that signal entirely, silently, without significant headlines. Most users don't even know it's gone. The info stealer problem that makes everything worse. The credential dumps flooding dark web forums aren't coming from Google servers. They're coming from your device. Info stealer malware is the engine powering the entire credential theft pipeline. Redline, VDAR, Llama, RisePro. These are programs that silently infect computers. They target browser storage, extract every saved password, every session cookie, every autofill credential. Then they upload everything to criminal servers, where it gets packaged and sold. Here's why this is particularly dangerous for Google account holders. Chrome saves your Google credentials by default. If InfoStealer malware hits your computer, it doesn't just steal your passwords, it steals your active session cookies. The cookies that keep you logged into Gmail, Google Drive, Google Pay, and every other Google service. With those cookies, attackers bypass your password entirely. They don't need your two-factor authentication code either. They simply import your session cookie into their browser and they're in. Already authenticated. Already you. No login required. Changing your password after an InfoStealer infection is nearly useless if you haven't also logged out all other sessions and cleared active cookies. Most victims don't know they've been infected. They change their password, feel secure, and the attacker continues using the stolen session cookie for weeks. The attack is invisible until something goes wrong. An email you didn't send, a purchase on Google Pay you don't recognize, a recovery email changed without your knowledge. What your compromised Google account actually costs you, people underestimate how much of their life runs through a single Google account. Think through it carefully. Gmail is the recovery email for most of your other accounts. Banks, social media, shopping platforms, subscriptions. If attackers control your Gmail, they control every password reset for every account that sends recovery codes there. They don't need to crack anything else. They just use Gmail to reset everything one by one. Google Drive holds documents, financial records, tax forms, business files, personal photos, contracts. Everything stored there becomes accessible. Google Pay is connected to payment methods. Google Photos holds years of personal images. Google Workspace holds entire business operations for millions of companies. A single compromised Google account isn't a limited breach. It's a master key. One account. Everything behind it exposed. Attackers also monetize Google account access in multiple ways simultaneously. Sell the credentials to another criminal. Use the Gmail account to send convincing phishing emails to your contacts. Access linked bank accounts. Extract private photos for blackmail. Scrape business contacts for targeted corporate attacks. The damage from one compromised Google account can cascade across months and reach people you haven't spoken to in years. What you need to do right now. The protections are real. They work. But you have to use them actively. Google Dark Web Report is gone, which means you need an external tool to tell you when your credentials surface. Have I Been Pwned at haveyoubeenpwned.com is free. Enter your email address. It tells you which known breaches included your data. Check it out today. Check it regularly. Switch to passkeys immediately. Passkeys use biometric verification or device-based authentication. They are resistant to phishing by design. Credential stuffing doesn't work against them. There's no password to steal and replay. Go to your Google account, click Security, and set up a passkey now. It takes 3 minutes. Enable two-step verification if you haven't already. Use an authenticator app, not SMS. SMS-based codes can be intercepted through SIM swapping. An authenticator app generates codes locally on your device, much harder to bypass. Go to your Google account and review active sessions. Under Security, check all devices currently logged into your account. Remove any you don't recognize. Every unfamiliar device is a potential active attacker. Remove them all and force a relogin. Check third-party apps connected to your Google account. Under Security, scroll to third-party access. Every app you ever granted Google account access to is listed there. Old apps you forgot about. Apps from services you no longer use. Revoke access to anything you don't actively need. Each connected app is a potential attack surface. Scan your devices for info stealer malware. Password rotation on an infected device is useless. The malware will steal the new password immediately. Run a full system scan with reputable security software before changing any credentials. April 2026. The Google account breach crisis isn't one incident. It's a compounding accumulation of credential dumps, targeted attacks, info stealer campaigns, and now the removal of the one free tool that monitored dark web exposure on your behalf. The Shiny Hunter Salesforce breach is still unfolding. The 149 million credential database, including 48 million Gmail accounts, sat open for nearly a month before takedown. Nobody knows how many attackers accessed it during that window. Your Google account isn't just an email address. It's the central nervous system of your digital life. Everything connected to it, everything depends on it. The attacks are real. The credentials are circulating. The early warning tool is gone. The only person actively protecting your account now is you. Check Have I Been Pwned today. Enable passkeys. Audit your active sessions. Revoke unused app access. Scan your devices. Because attackers don't need to break into Google. They just need to log in as you. And right now, the data to do exactly that is sitting in criminal forms, waiting to be used.